in life, you have to follow the evidence. Well, okay, what's the evidence that God is real?
This is part 2. Let's get started. This is going to be great.
Is this ancient bread recipe in the Bible proof of God's existence? Check it out.
Bread.
In Ezekiel 4,
Bread. Oh my gosh, this is going to be great.
it says, also take for yourself wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millet, and spelt. Put them into one vessel and make bread of them for yourself. Those ingredients combined gives us all 9 essential amino acids, which forms a complete protein.
So does every fucking food on the planet give you those amino acids. They're found in every fucking plant and meat product.
Which is what our bodies need. But this will blow your mind. The recipe
Oh no! As if it already hasn't.
is 2,500 years old. We didn't know that till recently, so how does the Bible know? It's because God made us and He cares about us and He wants us to follow His word.
Serious?
If you believe the Bible is real, subscribe or
wait, Jesus. Jesus was white, just like me. I bet he was Republican too. Yeah. So this is the verse that he took and extrapolated all that garbage from. Okay. This is the guys. If you read this verse, how in any way does this even remotely correlate to amino acids?
them for yourself.
Utterly embarrassing.
Those ingredients combined gives us all 9 essential.
Every plant-based food has all amino acids, essential amino acids in them, just varying degrees.
Amino acids.
I can make this about like literally any food. This is gonna shock you.
This
Oh,
is
no.
gonna shock you. Historians found an actual robe of Jesus, and
Oh no, a robe.
this is what he wore. People travel from all over the world to look at this. Now, this is the actual crown of thorns that Jesus wore. And these are the nails that they put in his hands and his feet.
How do you know that? Well, first of all, how the fuck do you know that Jesus wore this? Does it have his name on it? Does he have his initials carved into it? Was it one of his Christmas gifts or something?
And this is the crazy part. Here is the cloth that they buried him with, and you can even see the outline of his body. Take a closer look, and you can even see.
So this has been demonstrated to be a hoax. That's not a real photo, and more importantly, this was dated to the 13th century, the robe, and it has no relevance to Jesus at all.
See the outline of his face. If you believe in Jesus and you know he's coming back soon,
Absolutely embarrassing.
Proof that Jesus lived. On January 6, 1982, a man by the name of Ron
Joe Rogan's voiceover.
Wyatt reported that he had found the Ark of the Covenant located 20 feet below Christ's crucifixion site. However, that wasn't the only thing he found that day. Sample back to a lab in Israel and later realized what he had found was actually blood, but not just any normal blood. Blood with only 24 chromosomes.
Okay, great. They give us the scientific source on this. Ron Wyatt is not a scientist. He's not an archaeologist. He's nothing but a fucking fraud. So either bring the science or go away. This is
coming from the
this is
maternal
a
parent.
waste of time. You're confusing people. The comments are going, yeah, it's proof. You're confusing people. You're indoctrinating people. This you should be
Meaning
embarrassed
that the
of them.
blood came from someone who was born with only a mother and no father. Curious, he put the blood.
What did they just say? You
Someone
can't be
who was-
born without a mother. You cannot be born without a mother.
Blood with only 24 chromosomes. Chromosomes coming from the maternal parent, meaning that the blood came from someone who was born with only a mother and no father.
You
Curious,
can't be born without a father or a mother. You need both.
he put the blood in a
You need
growth
the
medium
sperm
and
and you
realized
need
that the blood was still alive.
Hey.
Anxious to find out more, he returned to the discovery site and realized that the substance actually trickled down from where the cross stood through the rocks and onto the Ark of the Covenant, leading many to
What?
think it was the blood of Jesus. And this substance is proof that Jesus lived.
Oh my, that got 300,000 likes, guys. Literally just made a bunch of claims with no evidence.
Moments when God
When God proved his existence.
proved his existence. Bible stays intact during fire.
No, It's a book. It's a book. Of course, it's gonna stay. Oh yeah, that's perfectly intact right there. Perfect. Do people not realize that between those pages is no oxygen, which is required for fire to spread?
Moments when God
That was it. That was it. A dirty old book is proof that God's real. Okay. I love how all the comments on these videos are like, I don't need proof. I got faith. I don't need proof. God is real. I don't need proof because he is with me all the time. This is, I just want to cry. This is so embarrassing, bro. Like, I can't, I can't. Actual proof that Jesus is coming back soon. 400,000 views. No. The moon isn't rusting. No. Don't take these fucking buzzword headlines. Oh. No, the moon isn't rusting. There are some elements on the moon, like oxygen and water, that when the sun's beams hit it, it cannot become oxidized, and rust can form. Some particles of rust can form iron oxide. No shit. It doesn't mean that the moon is rusting. It means that rust can form on the moon, just as it forms in every fucking rock. And what the Bible actually meant by the moon rusting is turning blood red, right? It was going to turn red, which we now know happens during eclipses. So this is, the Bible states that there will be rumors of war. Oh no, as if that's never happened before. Wars never occurred until the Bible said it did. This is in 2021. Remember, guys, this is 2 years ago. Okay. Since the end of World War II, people have been saying World War III would happen. Every year there's World War III claims. Every year this happens. Somewhere in the world, there's always a war happening. People fight each other. This isn't like godly knowledge. People will become stressed and unhappy. Oh yeah, that's never happened before. Proof. How much I've stressed. It's a Google search. It's a Google search. He cuts out things. Oh my. How much have stress levels risen? Gen Z adults have been decreasing from 5.6 to 5.8. What metric is that? What do you mean? What is that? Yeah, this is very good proof. Oh, I can't take it. I just can't. Oh man. Oh no, not that person. Hell no. This is 14 million views.
Why should I believe that Jesus was resurrected?
Because the historical evidence is that
Okay,
he really
you tell
died
me
and he
medical, you
really
give me
rose
some
from the
medical
dead.
records and I'll believe it, okay? You show me Jesus Christ's medical chart, I'll buy into it. I'll be a Christian today.
Man, they didn't keep medical records from the first century.
Oh, that's so convenient, isn't that? That's wonderful.
Rather, it's real convenient for you to say, knowing full well they didn't keep medical records in the first century.
I love the music in the background. It's like, oh, so sentimental. She's getting debunked and she's coming to God. Okay. No, this person, this lady, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay. We don't need medical records. That's not what we're asking. What we're asking for is any evidence that this guy existed. And the claims you're making about Jesus are very particular claims that are backed by no evidence. That's the point. Not only do you not have any medical records, you have no evidence.
Talk about convenient. Give me a break. Come on, man, let's be honest. How convenient of you to say. Unless we have it on Polaroid film. I can't believe it, knowing full well they didn't have Polaroid film in the
You don't have jack shit, jackass. You don't have a fucking piece of evidence at all.
first century. How convenient of you to say, well, show me the medical records from NYU Hospital, and then I'll believe Jesus rose from the dead, knowing full well NYU Hospital did not exist in the first century.
Nice straw man.
Historical knowledge is not based on medical records, man. It's based on the trustworthiness of eyewitness testimony.
Eyewitness testimony. Oh no! Did he just say eyewitness? Did he just say eyewitness testimony? That was reliable. Did he just say eyewitness testimony is reliable? Let me rewind this.
Trustworthiness of eyewitness testimony.
He just said the trustworthiness of eyewitness testimony. Okay, great. Cliff, I just saw Satan. He said that God's not real. I win.
Really lived, really died.
I'm trustworthy. Hey, there's me. There's me. Based. Absolute proof that God is real.
Did you know that this is absolute proof that God is real and the Bible is true? The Saudi Arabian government has finally, for the first time in history, allowed people to take pictures of the true Mount Sinai. This was the mountain that God descended on in fire to give Moses the 10 Commandments. And that is according to Exodus 19, verse 18. This is the actual mountain in Saudi Arabia. And this dark patch at the top is not a shadow. Rather, when seen from the sky, you can actually see it is entirely burnt. But there's even more. Check this. Right next to Mount Sinai is this massive rock with a giant crack down the middle. It's the same rock that God told Moses to hit in order for water to come out of it. This was literally...
Water doesn't come out of the fucking rock. Oh my gosh. Water doesn't come out of a rock. And no, Mount Sinai isn't proof that God burnt it with a fire. It's called an actual impact.
We talked about in Exodus 17, verse 6. Subscribe now if you believe God is real and the Bible's true. Did you...
Water does not come out of that rock, okay? There might be an aquifer underneath it. That's what you think, just to make you think as if the water is coming out of it. But people don't realize that there's water underground. Did you guys know that most water that you drink is from the ground? Did you know that? Oh, you skipped geology class? Okay. Biblical evidence.
Biblical evidences. Last Supper of Jesus. Place where dinner was.
Place where dinner was? There he was, sitting there having dinner, eating pecan pie.
Moses crosses the Red Sea. Remains of cars and boats.
No, not these Photoshop pictures of fucking wheels in the ocean. No, not this again.
Found in the...
They didn't find carts in the ocean. That's nonsense. There's no evidence for this at all. And even if they did, who cares? Anybody can throw these things into the ocean.
sea. Biblical evidence.
Anybody can go on a boat into the ocean with chariots and throw them into the ocean. Anybody can do that.
See this and this, you will know that God really parts
Oh
it.
yeah, we're not doing that again. Oh no. Oh, no. A Bible flowing with oil. Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh, it's a fucking it's literally an act they do. It's a magic trick. You put oil into the book and it squirts it out. You put a packet of oil in there and it's just when you squeeze it, oh, oil's coming out. Oh no. You just dipped it inside of a bucket of oil. No shit, it's gonna flow out. What the fuck? What? Oh my gosh, again with these comments. I don't need proof. He's already real. I know it. Guys, does anybody think anymore? Like, oh my gosh. Does anybody think anymore? The truth.
Hey, you believe in God, right?
Oh
Well,
no, not this guy.
yeah, I do.
Oh
What's good,
no. Oh no. Oh no.
bro? Well, how do you know that God is real? How do you truly know in your heart that God is actually real? Well, to truly know anything in life, you have to follow the evidence. Well, okay, what's the evidence that God is real? Well, I'll give you 3 short pieces of evidence that I like for the existence of God. Number 1, moralistic. You see, God and
This is proof that God's real when you wave your hands really, really hard. Yeah.
morals on our heart, that killing, cheating, stealing is wrong. Where do these come from? Number 2,
Our brains, the limbic system, not God.
the people who studied the light traveling to the farthest extensions of our universe can deduct that and see that the universe had a beginning. Everything that has a beginning has a cause. And number 3,
No, the universe does not have a beginning.
the evolutionary problem. It's called the intellectual gap. You see, there's no
There's a big intellectual gap with you, buddy.
explanation for how we developed our consciousness and advanced technological capacity within our brain and neurological function in such a short evolutionary span.
Shout out to Paleo if he's watching this. Thank you, man. You don't understand evolution and haven't seen any previously. There you go. Get him. This is satire. Yeah, I hope so, but unfortunately not. I've talked to this guy before on TikTok. We evolve with our morals that is best suited for survival. Bingo. People who study actually against your version of creation. You said a lot. Oh well, thankfully the comments on this video are better. But damn, bro. Then they say I still believe in evolution. Yeah, that's a great argument, buddy. All you had to do is look at our design and know that there has to be a designer. All you have to do is take a look at the unicorn creation, and that means that unicorns had to make it because unicorns did it. So we didn't just magically become intelligent in one day, right? It took millions of years, and this guy clearly doesn't understand how we evolved and how there were several human species before us. So when you say there's an intellectual gap, it doesn't exist. There is no gap. We have a clear understanding of the fossil record of all the human species before us, Homo ergaster, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, all these different species that had incremental changes in their brain sizes, in their brain power, in their thought processes. And we can trace this all the way back to our chimpanzee divergence 6 million years ago. It was not because God exists. It's because we evolved over millions of years to be this smart.
Well, how do you know that God is real? How do you truly know?
That was the video. I was waiting for the evidence. Nice question making argument. Legit scientific evidence. Oh, it says legit. Let's do it.
Hey, give me a second of your time. What if I told you that there is legit scientific evidence for the existence of God? If you have a friend or a family member that's struggling with doubts, hit the share copy link to share this video with them.
I gotta share it. Where's the share button? I gotta send this to my mom.
Some killer evidence. All right, here we go. In 1929, this man, Edwin Hubble, discovered that the redshift of galaxies was
No, not Mr. Hubble.
directly proportional to their distance from Earth.
No.
This meant that the further away galaxies were from Earth, the faster they were moving. In other words, this proved that the universe was expanding. He proved this in 1929. Keep that in mind.
He didn't prove it. We don't prove in science. There's evidence of these things in science.
All right, behind me is an original
Before he says it means the universe began. No.
copy of the book of Isaiah, which was written about 750 BC, which is about 3,000 years before Edwin Hubble's discovery. And in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 12, reads this: I made the earth and created man on it. It was my hands that stretched out the heavens. In addition to this, Zechariah.
Yeah, because they thought the heavens in the Bible, biblical cosmology says that there's a firmament. That's why in many verses the Bible says that water comes from the floodgates of heaven, right? The gates open up and the water comes down, because they thought that the sky was the ceiling to the earth and that God stretched over the earth, the firmament, this dome that stretched around it and where the sun and all the stars are inside of it. That is dumb. Okay. See, these people love to they love to skip the context when they want to, but
Zechariah chapter 12.
But this is the same thing that Muslims do. It's hilarious. They say, "Oh, look, the Quran says it is expanding," this is the same garbage, right? You're using a few buzzwords to try to like extrapolate this to make it like scientific. No, you can't do that, and that's dishonest.
12 verse 1 reads, "Thus declares the Lord, who stretched out the heavens." Jeremiah 10 verse 12 reads,
What's heavens mean? What does heavens mean? Because heavens means sky. Okay. Heavens, in the context of the Bible or the Quran, means the sky. That's what they thought. They thought that space, they didn't know about outer space back then. They thought that the sky itself was the ceiling, and that God was just above at the top of the ceiling. That's what the
understanding
actual
he
thought
stretched out the
heaven
heavens.
was,
There's over
not
10 more
space
references in
time.
the Old Testament that show that God is stretching out the universe. Stop doubting.
Oh, don't worry. I'm still
I'm
gonna
about
doubt. I'm still gonna doubt, buddy. Don't worry. Because you obviously don't know jack about anything.
If God is real, why doesn't he just show himself to everybody to convince people that he's real?
First point, God has given.
Just the way the camera just entered like Cliff, just standing there. Sorry guys, that's just hilarious. So he was just standing there.
More than enough evidence for any thinking person to believe in him.
For any thinking
The proof
person.
of that is 93%.
What, do you want the moon? You want the moon? I'll send you the moon for you.
Of all human beings believe in some type of God. 93%. 7% of the world is atheist or agnostic. 93% believe in some type of God. So,
Oh my gosh, this means God's real because most people believe in it. This is not possibly an ad populum.
obviously, God has left more than enough evidence of his existence.
Yeah. So 2,000 years ago, when 93% of people believed the earth was flat, is that evidence? Does that mean that there's more than enough evidence that the earth is flat? Is this how this works?
The second point now. Yeah, but
You didn't have 1 point, jackass.
why doesn't he give me the type of evidence that I want? Why doesn't he give me more physical evidence that he exists? That's a very dangerous path to go down.
Dude, this guy is so embarrassing. Look he always wears his little shirt and little pants. I can't stand
Because
it.
what that's saying is, God, you got to do it my way. If you can fit yourself into a mathematical equation, if you can fit yourself into a scientific proof, then I'll vote.
Look at these people standing around. Like, yeah, oh yeah, this guy's great. Oh yeah, Cliff. Oh yeah, look at his khakis. Oh yeah, look at his belt. Oh yeah, look at his speaker. Oh yeah, this guy's great. Yeah.
Believe in you. Whoa. You don't treat people that way, so don't treat God that way. If a young woman
Christian proves atheist wrong using science.
I'm sure you can tell me where God came from. And in addition, once you've told me where God comes from, please try to clarify how you can figure that a spiritual force can have an impact on a material universe to create it.
All right, your question is where did God come
Oh
from?
no,
So
not kid. No. Oh no, not Mr. Kid Open.
of the wrong, and obviously in this case, that you're thinking of the wrong God, because the God of the Bible
The music is too loud.
is not affected by time, space, or matter. If he's affected by time, space, or matter, he's
Time,
not
space,
God.
or matter. He's not affected by time, space, or matter.
Time, space, and
Matter.
matter is what we call a continuum. All of them have to come
Matter.
into existence at the same instant. Because if there were matter but no space, where
If there were matter but no space, where would you put the space? That's not how it works, jackass. Space could be infinite. There's no outside of space. There's no, it's a stupid thing to even say.
if there were matter and space but no time, when would you put it? You
What do you mean, when would you put it? Time and space are the same things, and they can be infinite. There is no outside time.
cannot have time, space, or
You're not
matter
putting time in time. That doesn't make any sense.
independently. They have to come into existence simultaneously.
Oh, who said that? Who said that they have to come into existence simultaneously? Who said that? The Bible? Who the fuck said that? That doesn't even make any sense, first of all. Second of all, they could have always existed.
The Bible answers that in 10 words. In the beginning, there's time. God created the heaven.
Oh, yeah, I was right. The
He's
Bible does
limited
say
by
that.
Time. He's not God. The guy who created this computer.
Okay, music's way too loud.
Or consider this. I've had atheists say, Eric, give me scientific evidence for God. And my response is usually, and why would I want to do a silly thing like that?
Because that's how we discover truths about the empirical world around us, and God's an empirical claim.
And because there's a look of confusion, I say, let me explain it this way. God, if he exists, is a non-physical, by definition, a non-physical entity.
Oh, so let's just redefine God to be outside of the realms of physics. Yeah, that's perfect. Let's just redefine God to be whatever we want, even though we claim to have experiences with this God in the physical realm. Very interesting.
And science is a wonderful tool, but it is a tool that is limited to only studying the physical world.
Oh yeah, science is limited, but you're not limited because I have faith. Faith is unlimited. I could have unlimited faith. Trust me, bro. No, I'm sorry, but faith is the most limited thing you have. You don't have any evidence of the supernatural. You have faith in it, and that is extremely limited. The most limited thing tool.
So you cannot use something like science, which is limited to the physical, to try and investigate something non-physical. It is a category.
Demonstrate that it's non-physical then. Give us evidence that it's non-physical outside of science. If you can do that, you'll win a Nobel Prize.
It's like you going to the beach with your friend, and he comes back an hour later and says, I just discovered there was no plastic on this beach. And you look over his shoulder, and you see the beach is littered with plastic, and you say, why would you say that? Of course there is. And he says, well, because, look, I just took my metal detector, and I went for 1 hour scanning for anything I can find.
Yeah, but the difference is, the reason why this is disanalogous is because when it comes to God, you don't have any way of detecting it. You have no way of detecting God. Right? That's the problem. When it comes to metal, we have a metal thing for that. When it comes to plastic, we have a plastic detector for that. Right? We can detect plastic versus metal. So the difference is that we actually have ways of detecting physical things. There is no way of detecting any non-physical thing, whatever the fuck that means. So that's why it's disanalogous. That's why you can't say this.
And I found a lot of metal, but I found no plastic. Therefore, plastic must not exist. And you say, well, of course you didn't find plastic because it's a metal
Another straw man. And we don't say that God doesn't exist. We're just saying that there's no actual evidence for it.
Detector, not a plastic detector. You are using the wrong tool for the assessment. In the same way, I'm not showing...
Okay, great. So what tool are you using, Eric? What tool are you using to discover God with? And if you're going to say, I have faith, that's not a tool.
That there is no evidence or conceding this point. I'm saying the very tool you're trying to use is a wrong tool. So your very assumption behind your worldview fails as a false
What's the right tool? What's the right tool then? Give us the tool, right? And the video, of course, the video ends there because he doesn't know what he's fucking talking about.
This one's definitely going to startle some atheists.
Oh no, get ready to be startled. Oh no, we're going to get to God now.
I'm about to show
humor me, buddy. Humor us.
You undeniable proof that God exists. So in Colossians chapter 1 we read, he is before all things.
No, not laminated. No, please, not laminated. Please, not laminated.
And in him all things hold together. Now remember that. So there's this molecule called laminin. It is literally responsible for holding.
I'm startled, guys. I'm startled. Laminin, which isn't even holding us together in the way you think
together the tissue in all living organisms. And it's been proven that without laminin, our bodies would literally fall apart.
The same could be said with every fucking molecule. Without DNA, we fall apart. Without proteins, we fall apart. Without phosphates, we fall apart. Without lipids, we fall apart. Like, what's your point? Like, every fucking thing about our bodies would be the same thing. And laminin doesn't actually look like that. All right, it's not actually a cross. Okay, it's not a T. It's just a stringy molecule.
This is what it looks like. That is a cross, and you cannot deny.
No, that's a two-dimensional diagram. It's a fictional diagram. It is not actually a picture of laminin. Like, you want me to show you a picture of laminin? Okay, it's like a stringy molecule. All right, guys. Well, I had enough of this. That was episode 2 of the Christian apologetic stuff. Go ahead, subscribe, like, comment for more. If you like this, let me know. See you next time.